Do you agree? Good people. Donegal Show. Dennis here. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of May, 2024. Never to be repeated. Just back with the usual vibe, once a week from me in the online world, 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. The usual vibe, a few videos. If people like to leave a comment or a topic or some information for people about an event that's happening, or an opinion, a question, anything really. So the vibe is independent talk, play a few videos. You're welcome to come in, comment, post. Again, people are welcome to come on for a chat if they so wish. You need to reach out to me if you want to do that. So I'm back again. As I said, I've been doing this a little while now. The last I looked yesterday evening, there was 110, 112 viewers of last week's live stream. So that's not bad. That's not bad. So to those who are watching live, hello, dear Gwit. I hope you're well. Sending love to you and yours. And to those who watch after the fact, because I know some people do. Hello to you if you're watching after the fact. I hope you enjoy the stream. There's a bit of music in tonight's stream as well. I'm squeezing a few songs in. I'm not quite sure of the copyright rules in terms of playing music. I have seen a couple of copyright warnings on my videos, but they've been allowed to play in Ireland, I believe, or in Era. So we'll keep going. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying not to be a neghead, a negative all the time. You know me, you know by now what I feel of the state of our nation and the actions of our state. So, for those tuning in, I'm happy you're tuning in and I hope you take something out of it. I just see videos and things I like that I'd like to share. That's it. It's that simple. Sending out love to you wherever you are. That's really it, folks. So we'll start off. I'm going to it's a bit warm at the moment. I was rushing as per usual, getting me cup of tea ready. And the first video is a crew of young boys and girls from a group called the Cabin Studio. And I believe, I'm after forgetting where they're from. I'll look it up now. Give me 1 second. Because I think it's worth starting this week's stream off with the children, because people say it's all about the children. So the children of this island and this part of Ireland area. Young rappers from the Cabin Studio in Cork and Lisdoonvarna have teamed up to make a belter for Crinnew na Nog, the National Day of celebrating youth creativity. And it's very important that we celebrate the youth and preserve their innocence and try and hand them on a good island, a good nation. That's the battle. That's the battle. But this is a belter. I think it's called The Spark. I found the spark, or we found the spark. And it would be fitting if we did find the spark. This bunch of kids have, or children have, or boys and girls, call them what you will. We won't fight over it. This little crew have found the spark. So hopefully them finding the spark will lead you to finding the spark, whatever that is for you. And creativity is very important. So well done to these young boys and girls. And enjoy. I'll come back to the messages after this. So you know by now, no comments. You know by now the vibe here. Few songs, few videos. I'm just trying to figure this out. Give me 1 second. Here we are. So this is the first one. Enjoy. It's a belter.
We got the energy, we tell you all about it. I search for my spark and I
Good stuff. Nice to see a bit of creativity. And yeah, I hope you find your spark in whatever that is. Yeah, fair play to the kids. We'll keep going. No comments. Very quiet on the comments front, folks. And that's okay. That's okay. I'll just fill the gaps. My mate Al, my good friend Al, always says, Dennis, don't be worried about the comments. People are tuning in because they want to hear what you're saying or listen to your opinion, just like they would when they tune into anybody else. So I suppose that is true. So maybe some people just like to watch, just listen and digest. And that's what I'm here to do, to pass out information as much as I can in a calm way for you to digest. On a local level, tomorrow night in the council hall, the town hall in Monasterevin, there's an opportunity for men and women out there who would like to meet the candidates at 8 o'clock. There's a kind of a question and answer session. Goes on from 8 sharp till 9:30. Very regimental timetable. A couple of minutes for each man or woman to speak. A few questions, but the questions have to be handed in at the door. But come along if you so wish. These are the things we have to try and change, you know. Want people to be able to speak from their heart openly and honestly, transparently in front of their own people and ask any question of any public representative. So if you're interested in that, come along. To those people, Carol, special thank you to you. If you're watching this, you understand why. Big Tom McDonald as well. Thank you, gentlemen. So yeah, I'm running in the Kildare local electoral area. If you are living in that area and you would like to give your vote, if you vote in the local elections, to me as an independent man, that would be great. I think it's badly needed. I think not just me. I think we need some good people, some virtuous people, some people with integrity, and with the focus of looking after, protecting, and enhancing the nation into future generations and in the present from here and now. So, yeah, I'm doing it this way on a local level, trying to dip the toes into this scene and see how it works. So, if you are interested, or if you know somebody who lives in the Kildare local electoral area, which is Kildare Town, Rathangan, half of Kildangan, Monasterevin, half of the Curragh, I believe, as well. So yeah, new to all this stuff. Never wanted to be a politician. Don't want to be a politician. I would like to be a people's representative for people who would like to get interested in this world and this realm and spread the information and hopefully take down this state. It's not about going in there and trying to get in there and become part of the system. For me, it's about spreading the message. Other people are doing different things. This is the best I can do. I can depend on myself. I've been around so many groups and so many people. Talk a great game. But really, this way of life, you have to step into it. It takes a bit of effort, you know, to go and get leaflets and try and sort posters. And when you've got no backing, or you don't do fundraisers, which I don't really do, they don't sit right with me. Though I understand why people do them. If you have to get a few shillings and your life is a bit easier from people watching your content, that's good. But it's just for me. So on that note, that's why I want to thank Tom and Carol for giving me a little dig out with the leaflets and the few posters that I am going to get. So yeah, that's really it. In the future, who knows where this will go on a personal level, as an individual. I'd like to step into that field, but again, pretty much a lone wolf down here. I've dipped the toes in. The town is ran by, the community centre, the church, the Youth Action Project, Sinn Féin offices. These are all in the same street. So, and the big businesses and the tidy towns and stuff like that. But I don't want to go in and scare people. So, yeah, just trying to, I suppose, integrate myself from a protester into someone who is active in their own locality. And it is a bit strange, but I feel it needs to be done. And I feel down the road, the people who have put themselves forward into their communities or their parishes or their town, call it what you will. Again, we won't fall out over the wordings we use. But we do need some good people in that domain. And that's really it. And full transparency and openness, and for the people, by the people. That's the vibe. So yeah, I'll play another video. I'll check the comments again. I know they're quiet in there, but that's okay as well. But if you want it, feel free. I think I am live. Yeah, I am live because it says end stream over in the top right, and I don't want to end stream. I'm just checking. I have a little notebook over the number on the screen of who's watching live, because I don't know whether, well, I do know you don't believe them things, but I'm not saying I have a big viewership either. It does put you off though, so you know, yeah. If you want to comment, please do. Here's another video. I'll pop through them.
Yeah, but you see, this whole thing with the far right is absolute nonsense. Like, if anyone has if they have any bit of knowledge when it comes to history, if you go back to Nazi Germany, the far right were saying things like, we're going to get rid of communication. You're not going to be, that's censorship. So that's what the left does now. And then they also had programs like euthanasia. So people who were too ill or that they'd be done away with. The left want that. There's been a total flip where it's actually the hard left now are behaving like the Nazis did in the 30s before they started World War II. And we're all meant to ignore that and pretend that it isn't happening.
It's unavoidable. You can't.
The problem is, well, it's that's gone to lunacy. You know, we used to be asking when does the left go too far, but it's bizarre. You know, there's no logic in it anymore. They're just swallowing everything they're fed, and they're just spitting it out to an extreme. And
well, the only logic that's in it is, if you look at it from a spiritual context, they have nearly gone into the realms of Satanism at this stage. And that's the only logic I can derive from it, is that it's not actually about policy or anything anymore. It's just a death cult. It's a death cult that's going to cause as much death and destruction as possible to try and appease whatever they're trying to appease.
And just grabbing onto what James said about the whole death cult thing with the left, it's dead right. You can only have to look at the abortion and how far they're trying to push that to see, you know, what sense it made. Initially, they were, you know, they gave them the whole idea of, look, you're going to fight feminism this way, you know, and then it just became, there's more people dying from abortion than there is, you know, they forgot about the science aspect of things. And that's what we're seeing also with you mentioned the transgender thing, like human life begins at conception. We all used to remember that, that's biology. But that went out the window for extreme rights. So, and that got pushed. And you seen Varadkar saying we need a few thousand more of this happening, you know. They're celebrating it over in the US, 1 million.
Well, if you look, Anthony, you look at the money they're willing to spend to send rockets out to Mars and the moon and all these places to see if there's life on it. And then you take the disrespect that they have for life here. They have no qualms in ending a life before it begins. But then they'll send a rocket to Mars to see is there life out there. It's ridiculous.
And I've seen the thing saying before, we found a bit of sludge, that's, you know, a sign of life on Mars. And how is a clump of cells, as they put it, not life here? You know, everyone's a clump of cells if you're to use that logic. You know, we're all it's all the same that way. But I think you're dead right. And the fact that they're pushing that so much, you know, I've seen Satanists say, you know, that's what they pray over and all this kind of thing. You know, they pay for abortions because, you know, they get to do whatever. And that's only one aspect of it, you know. It's supposed to be like 85% of women regret it afterwards. It's terrible. It's the same as the transgender thing, pushing it to kids, and the complication rate, and all these places getting sued and people ending their lives because of it. Like, people aren't looking at the science or the logical side of this anymore. And this is why we're saying, like you said, that they're the right now. They've done a polar flip, and now these are the people calling for death. At what cost? At the cost of rights. Like, we have more rights now than anyone's ever had in our history ever. You know.
Yeah.
Well, all you had to do during the lockdown was listen to what they were saying. They were saying, if a person who hadn't got the injection went to hospital, let them die. don't even look after them. If they don't have this injection taken, just let them die. Like, what kind of ideology says, well, I don't care who you are, if you haven't taken this experiment, you should die. Do you know, It's a death cult. It's nothing more than a death cult.
So they were shouting for that everywhere, weren't they? In the States, here, take them out of society, don't let them go in, don't let them do this, don't let them do that. And yet we were the ones that kept this going. None of us got it. I didn't get it. I never got COVID. I never even took a test. I never even took a test. I wouldn't put that shit up my nose.
So there's another creator of content, the Irish Column. If you want to watch stuff without watching the television programs, independent stuff, I believe that shop is running in Atoy, I believe. Mr. Casey. I don't know the man. But yeah, I have seen James Conway a little bit. His dramatic incident there a couple of weeks ago. Don't know the man one-on-one. But I have seen some of his stuff and I like his vibe. He spoke on the steps of the Custom House there, the second last gathering on the bank holiday, and there was a light shining out and I seen something anyway. Something in that man. So hopefully the people of his town get behind him. Because he's saying the right things. He's not diluting it. And the lads there were speaking about abortion and euthanasia, and one of the saddest scenes I'll ever that pops back into my head when it comes up, that subject, is when the results were announced that abortion was all good on Air Island in Dublin Castle in Crown HQ. That's where they had it. They were going to do the same thing there with the family referendum, but it was defeated. You see D Wall and Andy and other people on the day, very, very small crew. They were planning another hoolie in HQ, Crown HQ, but it didn't materialise this time. But the one with the abortion did, and that was, for me, it was quite sad to see young Irish women up on shoulders and all cheering that stuff and celebrating that stuff, and it's quite sad for me. The euthanasia, my missus talks quite a bit about that stuff. She thinks it's very sad. She actually showed me an article this morning. She just showed me the odd article that she thinks is interesting, kind of away from the politics and away from it's more the policies and where society is going with these lefty lunatics and the NGOs, and we have to change these things as time goes by. Their influence is too strong. Very corrupt system. The government finances these NGOs to basically amplify the narrative that the government and the World Health Organization and the European members wanted to go, and it's just a cash flow ring. But they have a very powerful voice within all the mainstream medias and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, euthanasia. Mrs. was showing me one today of a young girl. I think she's depressed. Wants to end her life. It's very sad. It's very worrying. I've seen the suicide pods as well, that they have, where you get into a pod and go to sleep. Now I could understand if you're riddled with cancer or something, and you knew your time was up, and you didn't want to go out in a bad way, in a very bad way. I can understand that, 100%. But young men and women who are suffering mentally should be helped. They shouldn't be put down like dogs. Unfortunately for that girl, suicide is a horrible, horrible thing. But I just don't think it's right that we should be allowing people in the start of their life, really, teenagers, young adults. Things change as time goes by, as you mature. Same with the drastic sex changes. You'll see the results of them, the Tavistock Institute, and there's lots of confused and lots of confused and traumatized young teenagers and adults, those who are tuned into the mainstream, the information overload with all the apps and streaming services and all the ads and all that. It's quite messed up. And you throw in the entertainment industry as well. And you're seeing it yourself with the Eurovision. What represented RTE's Ireland last week. Thankfully, she didn't win. I know the newspaper articles like to call them Day. Bambi Tug is a female, but likes to go by the thing Day. Wherever you're into, just don't force that stuff on anybody. It's mad to think that's what Enoch Book is still in prison for. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting time to be alive. Yeah, so I hope you are interested, and you should be very interested. Good evening to you, Brother Alan. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm happy that you're sitting down and chilling out, taking an hour or two with yourself to tune in. And I hope you enjoy the videos. Make yourself a cup of tea, or pour yourself a little glass of red if you were bold boy today, Alan. And enjoy. Send them my love, and I'll see you soon, yeah? Next video. Oh, there's a comment there from Al. 1 second. Talking to an Irish man today, regretting his decision to take the injection, has been suffering since. Yeah, we just gotta love them, Al. You know, those who made, I suppose, the mistake of believing the governments around the world, and World Health Organizations and pharmaceutical companies. These people have been trained to believe that the government wouldn't harm you, the police wouldn't harm you, the pharmaceuticals wouldn't harm you, the European Union wouldn't harm you, the World Economic Forum wouldn't harm you. But all these organizations exist just to make money. It's all about money. War is big money. So we see all this, and we should know all this by now. And yeah, I'll keep going. And I hope the man is, I hope he gets, or at least he gets to a stage where he can live in peace, because pain is a bad thing to live with. I know some people who live with pain. It's not nice. Physical pain I'm talking about. It's not nice when you can't sleep and all that stuff. I experienced it myself many's a moon ago when I busted my knee on a football trip. My knee locked and I had to get surgery to cut out some cartilage. And your knee is never the same. You don't have the best of physio and the best of surgery. But the pain before that operation was about, I don't know, it could have been a year before the operation came about. And my sleep pattern was interrupted. It's not nice, so I send that man some good vibes, I suppose. They're still our people, you know. He's a government employee. Yeah, I was myself, Al. I was. From the age of 20 to the age of 42 or 45 now, as I'm from about 2 weeks ago. So for 22 years, I was traveling into the drug treatment center in Perry Street, which is the National Drug Treatment Center. It's the biggest. It's the kind of the central treatment list. It's a 4-story building. 5, and if you include the ground floor, I worked here for 20 years. Methadone clinic. I seen lots of people. I was basically a general assistant. I'd look after people coming in and sorting them out with doctors or counsellors or social workers, or taking a urine sample, or just saying hello and just having a chat for a few minutes. That's what I'd done for 22 years. And then the Wuhan flu came around, and I was pulled in for being seen at a gathering on Grafton Street. And then, bullied a bit, and in the end, sacked after 4 disciplinary meetings, of which I wasn't a part of. It's a crazy world. And there was people there that I must have, at one of my meetings, I had 3 staff between them. I probably worked with them for 60 years combined. And all 3 of them were wearing their masks and had that glaze on and told me they were just doing their job. And I said, that's the problem, isn't it? But okay, some people don't know what other people know, and we can only educate them and hopefully, get an apology or accountability in the future. But it's not easy. But look, come here. Such is life. And I hope he's well. I hope he gets to a stage where he can have a decent life. Hi, Donegal, pretty woman longing for the euthanasia, so you're programming the sheep to replicate. Yeah, it's very sad. Same thing is happening to this man in his job. He's complaining about being so unwell and missing work. They're not entertaining it at all. Yeah, look at these are the. Sure, how can they, Al? How can they? They don't want to accept. They can't accept it. It's like my mother-in-law who got the narcolepsy from the swine flu injection in 2008. They won't accept it. There were 2 batches of injections in 2008, and my missus and her mother went in for on the same day, and the mother went first. No, the mother went second or wherever she went. They went in their order, and the mother-in-law is just glad that my missus didn't get it. But the repercussions are real, and the cover-ups are real, and the consultants not willing to step forward are real. And that was 2008. So that's where I was when the Wuhan flu came out. I had already seen the repercussions of the previous swine flu injections. So, and she wasn't the only one. I remember one day dropping over a card. The Narcolepsy Association of Ireland were having a day in the hotel over in Santry, and Carno couldn't make it, and there was a fundraising card, so she asked me to drop her over. So I dropped her over to the reception, and they says, "No, it's in the doors there, the double doors." And I walks in, and this hall was booked like a big banquet hall, like a big wedding hall, functions hall in the hotel. And it's a modern hotel, last 20 years anyway, so it's quite a big hall, and it was filled with the Narcolepsy Association of Ireland, and all different people and balloons, and it was like that was a big. And don't forget, that was only some people that were there, but it was a big gathering. And I reached out to a couple of narcolepsy groups at the start of the Wuhan to speak publicly with us on the streets, but unfortunately, the way it's done is they create a team or an NGO or an organisation to look after the narcolepsy sufferers. They have 2, so there's one for kids, I think, and then one for everybody. But these people won't speak. They won't speak. It's their job now. They wear suits and ties, and they're the CEO or the head of these 2 organisations, and they don't speak publicly about other medical claims and other issues. They just deal with helping the people. So they're kind of a silence group, and these people get jobs to run these groups. And the mother-in-law, they accepted one of the batches has given bad narcolepsy injuries to children, but not to adults. So that's the issue, and that's what 2008, 16 years ago. So got another video. I'll pop through them. In no particular order. What's this one? There's a bit of music, a couple of singers in tonight's video. So if it's not your thing, I apologise, but I feel it's important that we put out a bit of Irish talent.
On Collins Street. Go on, Tommy, mate. I stood alone.
I'm busy, Tommy. He is. That's only Tommy.
Those men have gone, they've gone to me.
Go on, Tommy. Go on, Tommy.
My only son was shot in Dublin.
Come on, buddy.
Fighting for his country, boy.
Go on, Tommy.
He fought for Ireland and Ireland only. The hard man shamrock, green, white and gold.
Go on, Tommy. Go on, Tommy.
The first I met was a
Fucking
great
beautiful. Go on, Tommy.
mother,
Go on, Tommy.
searching for his only son.
Go on, Tommy.
I
beautiful.
said, oh man,
Go on, Tommy.
there's no use searching. For up to heaven your son has gone. The old man cried, a broken hearted.
Go on, Tommy.
Bending low, I heard him say,
Go on, Tommy.
I knew my son was too
Go on, Tommy.
kind-hearted. I knew my son
Go on, Tommy.
would
Sit there,
never
Tommy.
yield.
Sit there near the fire. Order.
Last I met was a dying rebel. Bending low, I heard him say, God bless my home in Deer Park City.
Go on, Tommy.
God bless the cause for which I died.
Isn't that beautiful? There's something about a fire in the evening. I'd be happy with a fire every evening and a few close people. I do admire a lot about the travelling lifestyle, you know, in the evenings, the fire and hanging out with your clan. I was watching a documentary there about one of the Manchester boxers, and I think he's one of Tyson Fury's cousins or something. And he was a boxer, and he brought them into his traveling site, you know, and showed them what they do and how he trains the young boys and the gym they have and what they do in the evening. And it's nice. I like that. I wish we did it more. It's something I'd like to do more. Yeah. Community fires, people. I believe there's a power in that. I know. That's where I'd like to go. Community fires. It's a good place to have people's assemblies outside of the system. Another video. I don't know what it is in no particular order. Is it another song? No.
Virtually any time there was mainstream media coverage of the immigration issue in Fermoy, a certain Kate O'Connell from Fermoy and Mallow Against Division, or FAMAD, is given the opportunity to speak, apparently on behalf of the people of Fermoy. FAMAD has a Facebook page with about 600 followers on which it describes itself as a political organisation. This is apt, as Kate herself is an active member of Sinn Féin, something which she appears keen to keep hidden from the public. She is in fact the public relations officer of the Fermoy and Mitchelstown Sinn Féin Cumann. Kate likes to crow on about all the volunteer work she and others do with local integration groups. Would these be the same local integration groups that are funded to the tune of €200,000 over 3 years? One of the key themes covered by this funding is introducing migrants to the political system and encouraging them to vote. I wonder who Kate encourages them to vote for. So next time you hear from Kate O'Connell on the immigration issue in Fermoy, just remember you are listening to a Sinn Féin member and activist who could be availing of the €200,000 grant from the government, and also someone who supports open borders and unlimited migration into this country, regardless of the consequences. And she also dismisses the concerned residents of Fermoy as tent dwellers. That's not very caring, is it?
Good evening, Siobhan McCartney. What a beautiful voice he has. Yes, he's got a beautiful, beautiful singing voice, lovely lilting in his voice, lovely traditional voice, and a very powerful song. Yeah, the travelling lifestyle. I also have a great respect for the old having a knock, having a fist fight if you feel you must. You know, there are many individuals out there who say things and do things these days, and a good old knock would probably be the best solution for that instead of bitching and moaning and doing devious things in the background. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for that as well, where you get a couple of lads who have an issue and a couple of lads friends, and no silly business, but you have it out, and you gotta respect that in a day and age where that would have been looked upon as madmen when I was growing up. It was wild behaviour. This is the way the media would have portrayed it. Bare knuckle boxing and all this stuff. It was caveman stuff. But to me, I think it's very an act with integrity, and I think it's a very important word and a very important thing, and it's a very important aspect to have to your personality, I believe. And yeah, the way some animals, some demon people go around now these days with bottles and kicking people in the head and stamping on people's head and sticking knives in them and carrying machetes and carrying things and smashing windows and attacking people's homes, and it's very cowardly, you know. I have a lot of respect for, yeah, as I said, the lifestyle of the traveller. Maybe there's a bit of traveller blood in me. I know Stephen in Kilkenny is running with the Irish people. Stephen Delaney, he's of travelling blood, and I'm a Delaney, so we are connected. You know, all the Delaneys are connected somewhere along the way back to the cradle of the Delaney clan. And the same with you and your clan. If you're a McDermott or a McCartney or whatever you are, a Casey or O'Neill, yeah, it's interesting. So be proud of who you are, and remember, you're from a long line of Indigenous Irish men and women, natives, and we need to stake our claim as a nation, and we haven't found our voice as a nation. I don't believe. Is there a national movement encompassing other groups, not just a group saying they're a national movement, but a group or a collective of people who are standing above their own agenda or their own party's constitution or their own whatever it is? I don't think so. I think most groups and most they're looking to ramp up the name of the group or the organisation. I would love to see a people's movement. I would love to see it. So that's why I play videos of other people doing other things from different political organisations and political groups. I'm not here just to put down people in political organisations. All I'm saying is I would love to see one which is affiliated above its own constitution or its own agenda and willing to create a movement of people. It's like the time when the IRB were having their questions and answers in Smithfield there a few months ago, and I went along and I asked the top table, would they be interested in joining the people? This was at the stage where we were starting to have the assemblies of Irish nationals and allies outside Leinster House, just before that. And I went to the meeting and asked, would they be interested in standing with the people? I do think there's lots of information in the IRB's work. I'm talking about John Flanagan's IRB and that IRB, not the other one. It's like quite sad that there are a couple. I believe someone told me there may be 3. I hope not, because 2 is bad enough. Yeah, and I asked them, I said, I know what you're doing and the information there about, you know, your own individual sovereignty and laying a claim to your sovereignty and stuff like that. And there's information in there which a lot of people should know. But would you be interested in standing with the people on the streets? Bring your Irish Republican Brotherhood flags if you must. Just stand with us. And they weren't interested. They weren't interested. So that that was a little heartbreaker for me. I do admire the conviction of their workload, the fact that they keep meeting and they've something in their head that they believe is worth investing time and energy into, and they've been doing it a few years, and I do respect that, and I do tip my hat to that. But yeah, I would like to be in a kind of a not so much of a box, more about the nation, more about the people, more about the people's voice, and saying no. Eddie Hobbs, I've seen Eddie Hobbs' video, the Killarney Declaration, of the Declaration of Killarney. Check that out if you will. Stuff like this is becoming ever so more used. The wordings, the WHO, the UN treaties, the Migration Pact, yeah, and the connections, and the WEF, and all the corruption. It's great to see it becoming more and more and more and more spoke about. And when someone like Eddie Hobbs speaks about it, it's great, because it's information to a whole new catchment of people. So Eddie's taking our message. Fair play to him for listening, to step away from where he was and to listen, to take in the information, to go and research it, and to do what he did yesterday. Fair play to him. And hopefully that ripples around. And that's all we all are here to do, is to just drop seeds, give messages to each other, inform the people of our nation of the truth, or of an alternative narrative. That's it. We have to break through the power of the state broadcaster, broadcasting the states. It's the voice of the state. It's corrupt to the core. They're all corrupt to the core. We know this by now, but we need to get to a stage where we push on. We push on. So that's why I do these videos. It's good because when you put stuff into reality, I was thinking about doing the local thing and canvassing doors and stuff like that, which I'll be doing late in the day. I've got me leaflets. I'll go out and get one in the next video, and I'll bring them back and show you this. So I got me leaflets. Getting a bit of help off Big Tom McDonald from Newbridge, just giving me a dig out, and Carol, one of the ladies I know as well from Hold the Line and Kildare, helping me out. So we're going to have a few posters up, and that's it. And it's just about dipping the toes. But the fact that I decided to do that, the universe provides in small ways. It's not in a big way, but it helps. So when you set the intention out to the universe, it'll come back to you. So that's it. So I'm setting the intention out. I would like to be one of the independent, non-affiliated men of my locality, Kildare, in the local conversation and the national into the future, with no allegiance to any organization, contract, person, or any secret society. Yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'll keep playing videos. I'm waffling here, but this is for newcomers to it as well, if you're just trying to dip into it, what the vibe here is. Another video.
You got to remember, not only do they want to rip this country to pieces, they wanted to murder millions of us. Millions. Look at the Deagle report. Millions they wanted to murder. How the fucking hell am I supposed to have closure? Get on and move when I'm living side by side. People in this country that want to murder, that collaborated and wanted to murder millions of my countrymen. How am I supposed to get over that? Hey? And I'm supposed to play nice in the sandbox. I'm supposed to be nice and don't swear. Fucking Jesus. This is diabolical. Diabolical. We need closure, and I ain't going to get closure till every one of these scumbags are strung up with a hemp rope off a bloody gum tree.
Now, isn't that the fire in the belly that the movement needs? I believe. Yeah, I know, hand on heart. It's a truth coming out of me to the world that at the start of all that stuff, I was bullied and harassed over having a different narrative and speaking about it differently. I was sacked, and I did attend meetings, and I did hand in all these reports and all these data analytic reports and licenses and experimental trials, and I, Dennis Delaney, informed the management of my former job, the drug treatment centre, of this, and I was told, this is not real. So they're just pushing and driving along with it. They're driving along with it. So we have a decision to make as a people. Do we allow them to drive on with it? And this is the worry about some people have about politics and people all focused on the next elections, that we're diluting the message and we're, bringing it down a little bit in terms of euthanizing old folks in the homes and letting the state away with the injections, the whole Houlihan thing and the Donnelly thing, and bringing in the AstraZeneca without knowing that they were a risk, because AstraZeneca told them, getting them in early. And we know all these things. I'm telling you from experience. I've laid the claim and reported these incidences to management in the HSE, management in the guards, and it's one big colluded cover-up. So that's the truth of the matter. And you have to decide as a man or woman if you're going to accept that. I don't want to accept it. This is why I speak out. Some people don't really care about these things. They'd rather watch telly or Netflix or whatever, but this is what I do. So take no offense to it. If you don't think this way and you think I'm just talking gobbledygook, but it is what it is. So I'll play another video. I'll check the comments and we'll keep going. No comments, so we'll keep going. A few videos. You just relax. Oh, relax. This is a beautiful one. Relax. Lovely song.
Oslan is kept on the shore. Gosh, my Slånanish navevum nagal nagel noshkel dasnua namanogeler nagel nagud nabroshk nable Mille Mahadev. Michael Rooney, thank you.
Well, Al, absolutely. Gahal, that was. That's the reason why I play music during my streams, Al. It's for people to take a few minutes out. You know, you don't need to always be listening to someone giving you their opinion all the time. Sometimes I believe a piece of music, there's something very spiritual or very, if you're into frequencies, I've listening to a lot of trad music lately, and I would encourage you as well. I pass this one on to you, a little secret I've been using lately. 7 o'clock on a weekday, Monday to Friday, I believe. 7 o'clock on Radio Nagailge. Now I know it's RTE, but at least they're playing some bleeding trad music, so you may as well make use of it. So from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock, there's 2 hours every evening of just beautiful pieces of Irish music, all off Gaeilge. Beautiful pieces, beautiful medleys, beautiful jigs and reels, just beautiful pieces. And I find it's lovely for me to listen to that. And it's something I've started to do these past few months. And there's something about listening to Irish music and Irish Gaeilge singers. You know, that's their language. So if you understand about how societies has evolved and how they do evolve, and how power and the taking of power and these plans by these nations and these assemblies and World Economic Forums and World Health, they go back generations, and they go back as far as the 1940s when they banned Latin masses in Ireland and got rid of the Clo Gaelic text and stopped teaching it in schools and standardized the Irish language. And yeah, it's took a few generations, but most of us don't even speak our own indigenous tongue, our ancestors' tongue. So I believe listening, and you maybe taking the time to listen, that might resonate something deep in your soul, in your DNA code. Might resonate something that I can't even say. But yeah, the battle is generational, and it'll go on after we're gone. We're involved in this evolution of society, our society, which is being flooded at the moment with lots of illegal immigrants. It's very sad to see, and it's causing great stress on the nation, and it's horrific. It's horrible to watch how people are being treated. And this is it, folks. We're living in it. We need to. This needs to stop yesterday. We're not there yet as a people. Hopefully, we get there soon. The anger is rising. I fear something is going to have to happen on a big scale for anything to happen within the powers of the corridors of power or government, because these are the ones that are initiating this. This is all part of their plan. They are enabling it. They're trying to appease people, and they do this. They put out little bits and pieces, and they try and appease people. Payments and all this stuff, and cutting down this, and keeps the conversation going. But the conversation needs to stop at, is it right or is it wrong? I believe it's wrong. So it needs to stop. And that's the question we need to be, But who am I? Who am I? This is just my observations. It's just me speaking out. I'm always there at the end of the phone if anybody wants to have a conversation. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, but she has a beautiful voice, Al. A beautiful voice. Voting won't fix the Kalergi issue. It won't. It won't. It won't. But what it will do is it will bring more people into that sphere. If people like you who don't agree that it's a good thing push them people in there, then we can talk about the Kalergi plan. I can speak about it. I'm aware of this. But there's no point in me just, typing it and putting out videos and digesting more information. I know of it. I see it. But we need to stop it. And it's just to amplify that message. That's the message I bring. Underneath it all, with the abortion, all the left stuff, the immigration policies, UN, outside interferences, European Army, mining the land, missing children, child abuse, multiple unlawful sackings in the last few years. I know all this. I know. But I've done and I've spoken, and the road has brought me here. I either sit on my own and keep doing online content, or I get out and I get active and I start speaking about these things when the opportunity arises. Locally, I need to find local people, not online people. I need to find local people that, if they oppose it, let me know and let's oppose it as a people. I've tried the whole national thing. I've run around the whole nation for the past few years. Lost my job, lost the car, still did what I had to do. And trust me, not much help comes your way. But it's something that I felt I had to do. So this is just another feeling the Creator tells me to do, and I just do. I do not doubt what I am told to do. I'm a peaceful man, and I'll do it in the most peaceful way I can. Self-defense is a different kettle of fish, and I hope I never have to go into war mode, because we know war is not good. That's where evil wins. So yeah, here we are. We're a peace and love people. We're Irish people. I believe we're special. I've took a long time to reflect and think, what kind of Irish man do I want to be? What am I? Who are we? Do we have a voice? So yeah, I understand what you're saying. Voting won't fix the Kalergi issue. But I suppose in the next general election, if we could get our heads together as a people, the next general election, we could literally have a whitewash of the political class if we got our shit together instantly. It could be done if people really wanted to do it. Activate all towns and villages. Easily we could do it. Easily. If people wanted to do it. And that's what I'm trying to do, So I'm not saying you should go and run. I'm not saying you should vote. I believe you should. But who am I to tell you what to do? So, yeah, you do you, I'll do me. Hopefully together we can do something. And because the plan is there, The migration pact is there. It's all real. You'll see 80-something% of people coming across from England by boat to Ulster and travelling down. I read of a Afghani family or a Pakistani family who came down from Belfast and got an apartment that night. And that's fucking wrong. That's wrong. I'll read out an article. As I said to you before, my missus sends me the odd article sometimes and says, maybe read that out. Here's one that she sent me today. It's very bright. This is real. So my missus sent me this today. Gardaí are liaising with Interpol as they attempt to establish the identity of the man. 22nd. Sorry. Breaking news. Female pickpocket gang causing chaos on Dublin bus. Gardaí are liaising with Interpol as they attempt to establish the identity of the man by Olivia Kelleher at 6 a.m. this morning. They released these things on social media at 6 a.m. before people even wake up. To do that on RTE, I remember listening to Eddie Hobbs talking one time and he was saying in RTE, there's basically, this is how it works. There's 5 or 6, can't remember the number, but he said 5 or 6 men and women who get together at about 5:30 in the morning, every morning in RTE. And that's like the War Office. And they all go in there with their coffee and their croissants and they pick the news for the day and they disseminate it from there. Boom. That goes out and that's on rinse and repeat 24/7 for that day. And then the next morning they do it again. Obviously breaking news and big stories they push in. But yeah, that's the way it works. So you've got your War Council, state broadcaster, they meet, they pick the headline, poof, out it goes. So we don't know who he is. Man whose fingerprints linked to 27 different identities remanded in custody in Cork. Gardaí are liaising with Interpol as they attempt to establish the identity of the man. A man whose fingerprints cross-checked for 27 different names across the UK and Europe has been remanded in custody for 2 weeks. Cork District Court heard that the 29-year-old accused, who gave the name Yusuf Angelina, allegedly stole an electric bicycle and cycled away from Monkstown in County Cork with bottles of champagne and Prosecco. Gardaí are liaising with Interpol as they attempt to establish the identity of the man. Sergeant Gerald Davis told Judge Mary Dorgan that the Director of Public Prosecutions had deemed it a suitable case to be dealt with at district court level. However, on Tuesday, Judge Dorgan said she was not making a decision on jurisdiction until the man gave an indication as to his true identity. I will deal with the decision on jurisdiction for the case when he tells us who he is, Judge Dorgan stated. The man appeared in court via video link. Defence solicitor Eddie Burke said he would be visiting the accused man in Cork prison on Tuesday evening and would discuss the case with him. Please do, Eddie, yeah? Judge Dorgan remanded the man in custody until June the 4th. Sergeant John Kelleher said at a previous sitting of the court that the identity of the defendant was cross-checked through fingerprint analysis. Sergeant Kelleher said that the fingerprints matched for 6 names in France and 21 identities in the UK. He has not provided any information on his identity in Ireland. We don't know who he is, so how can we deal with it? This man has not given any information, documents, or anything. Mr. Burke said the accused gave his name as Yusuf Angelina. He said that his client was from Syria and arrived in Ringaskiddy in County Cork by ferry. The solicitor said the man no longer had travel documents. Judge Dorgan said previously that the defendant should arrange through friends or family to obtain his passport or identifying documentation. The defence said that he was without family. The charges against him relate to a burglary at Marine Villas, Monkstown, County Cork on January 25th and a burglary at Shamrock Place, Ringaskiddy the following day. He is also charged with stealing a bicycle at Ensign Bar, Monkstown on January 26th, robbing another bike at another part of Monkstown and stealing one at Ringaskiddy on the same date. He is also charged with having cannabis for his own use. He is also charged with failing to produce a valid passport or equivalent document at Toher Garda Station on the south side of Cork City on January the 26th. Well, these should be fecked out. Wow, so beautiful. We have so much heritage. We do indeed. People's movement, great idea. Yeah, I believe so, Siobhan. That's all I can do is send out the seeds. And as I said, I'm ready for a people's movement without the nonsense of people who want to communicate, network, assemble, embrace their culture, promote their culture, get together, grow, oppose the state, love their culture, teach it to their children, create new skills, make people aware of the Calegi Plan, Migration Pact, boom, 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 boom. We keep building. Not fighting. We only fight the state. We don't fight each other. And those who do fight each other are a waste of time. Those who fight each other and can't speak face to face are a waste of time. That's my personal belief. Paul from Galway here, Dennis. Hello, Paul from Galway. How are you, my friend? I hope you are well. Thanks for tuning in. And that's it. We need to push on Bunrock, our real constitution. Oh, Siobhan, we've been pushing that for a couple of years. That's nothing new to me. That's a couple of years old. I came across that one. Done my best. Had a few gatherings. Created a group. Got a website going as part of that group. Got the website out there. Handed a copy to Matty McGrath. Bring it to the gates of Leinster House. Done live videos. Sang Irish songs. Handed them out for free. Been doing it. Done it. Was kicked out of the Bunrock crew for going to speak to Tommy Murphy from Cork, who is in Ireland first. So I've been pushing that, and bizarrely enough, got pushed out of a group for pushing it. And people do these things, and you got to just get on with it. But yeah, go check it out on bunrock1937.ie. Check out the website. That is a factual document. That is our constitution, which was enacted in 1937. That is a fact. Some people think we need to go back to 1919, whatever. I'm ready to go back to 1919 with that constitution. Start again. Get the good people of Eire together. Rewrite it tight so there ain't no chance for future generations for any outside interferences to come back and hear it again. Boom. The Irish people. 2024, 2025, or whatever. We have the power to do this. We have the power to do this, you know. But we have to realise we have the power to do it. And then we have to grow and we have to do it. But there's some great minds out there. I know lots of great minds in fighting people in the courts. The 1924 Court and Enactment Order was never signed. Pat Clohessy, Andrew McCoist, Mickey McDonald up in Ulster. Mickey's been fighting the system for years, all about sovereignty. Was in the IRB, had a falling out, came back out, but I'm not interested in the fighting. I only want to speak to people. Mickey's not fighting with me. As I said to you earlier, I did speak to the IRB and asked them would they be interested in standing with us on the street, and they weren't. I'm not interested in being a member, but they're not my opposition. I'm more interested in those who want to work together. That's it. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in wasting time in the grey area. We need to be focused. Put the racehorse blinkers on and go for it and build that movement. Yes, on Bunrock. Factual document will be in the mix. I'll be holding it, saying, look what we have here. It's quite good, and it has been pissed and shat on for, nearly 90 years now. Okay, can we accept this? I know some people want to go back, but we need to accept this, and then we can talk. If we need to write a new one, we will. That's how it works, I believe. But some people would rather fight about this and that and this and that. The system just rolls on while we're all divided and fighting. So, civil war, politics, I had my fill of it up to here. I don't want to be online answering lefties and fighting with Antifa. It's much bigger than that. Much bigger than that. We need to have an assembly, a grand assembly, and we'll see how it goes. I'm open to it. I am a revolutionary, and I believe the revolution is independence, reaffirming the independence of the nation and the independence of the sovereign under the Creator. Simple. The Proclamation of 1916 says so. That's a superior law which people seem to be ignoring. That's where Gabriel Martin comes in and the People's Party. That's why I do some reading of the People's Party letters, trying to get this information out to people. And that's it. It's all corrupt. It's all the devil's work. And we have a decision to make. Do we rise or do we fight with each other? But yeah, factual document that, and it's a beautiful, beautiful book. The text is beautiful. The heritage, the history of the text that goes back. It's beautiful. And yeah, it had been attempted to be taken from us. And luckily enough, lots of people are aware of it now. And that's a good thing. So it's all about dropping seeds, rippling. Not about fighting. It's not my book. It's nobody's book. It's your book. It's our book. It's the people's constitution. It's how we, under God, and it reaffirms it again. And that's where I am. That's the facts. It's not to me. Natural law. It reaffirms natural law. People talk about natural law. And these boys were ahead of the game, I believe. And this is what they were fighting in 1916. They were fighting the same thing. The globalist agenda. It's the same thing. And we're still fighting them off. And instead of fighting them off, we're fighting each other. And they're trying to do all the trade deals in the background, the Windsor agreements and all these things, and all the smoke and mirrors. And we do, and that's where the IRB, I do respect that, laying the claim to the sovereign territory. I don't agree with the charging of the money, but if people want to pay money, cool. And I get that the IRB said they need people to make that claim, to make themselves visible to the IRB. So wherever you're into, but there's information for people to take information from different groups and process it as best you can. But let's not fight about different opinions. Do we agree our country is in trouble? I believe so. I believe it's very, very serious. So hopefully the people's movement starts sooner rather than later. I have very small viewership. My platforms have been algorithmed to bits. My previous YouTube channel has been algorithmed to bits. Twitter suppressed to pieces. Facebook suppressed to pieces. So I have a very, very small audience, but I'm just getting information out to people. And that's it. Deportation straight away. Deport straight away, Al. Straight away. No messing. No second guessing. Out. And it's got to be the future for us as a people. Very soon. We've got to get control of it. Very, very, very soon. It's very bad, people. It's very bad. It's very bad. I don't even believe the numbers. I think it could be possibly more. We've got to a stage now where, it's very bad. It's very bad. So we'll see. The Irish Channel. Hi all. Good evening. The Irish Channel. I'm liking the badge. Very nice. Well said. I don't know even what I was talking about, Al. Sometimes I just speak free flow and honestly as best I can. Yeah. Let it out. Let it out, you know. Sharing this now on the Irish Channel. Good stuff. Very much appreciated. And that's how it works. We help each other. We ripple out. Just because you have a channel and I have a content channel, don't make me your competition. Please, content creators, connect, co-create, amplify. Don't get locked into your own little, support other people. Don't go into the darkness. Because there's many people out there spreading misinformation. You need to make your own opinion up. And I encourage you to make your own opinion of people by meeting them. Anybody who's out there in the public space should be okay for a phone call or a coffee. Anybody who's putting their face out on YouTube or is at least okay for a conversation, a live conversation. So yeah. Once you're opposing the state, you're good with me, and you're respecting people's rights, to live peacefully and freely. You're good with me. Once you cross that line, once you step over and you try and take any freedoms from any individual on my watch, that's not good with me. So I don't fight people. I just fight the system, and I fight for people's freedoms. Ultimately, I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a lover of freedom. Yeah, I'm an Irish Republican. How could I not love freedom? Sure, wasn't it given to me? Huh? Or was it? We keep going, folks, because I have a few more.
I sometimes wonder, what would it be like if a foreign power successfully invaded my country? What changes would I see around me? Well, I'd imagine the first thing they'd do is install a puppet government to push their agenda, even though a lot of their key policies would go completely against the local population. They'd most likely gain control of the mainstream media, so these policies could be promoted relentlessly. Then I'd imagine they'd try to inject as many outsiders into that society as possible in as quick a time as possible. This, of course, would dilute the local population and diminish any sense of national pride or national spirit. If some members of the public protested against these changes, I'd imagine they'd send in heavily armoured riot squads to mercilessly put down these protests. As a lesson to other citizens, don't mess with us. But thankfully, I don't live in a... Oh, wait a minute.
Well, that's it. The Irish Channel. Glad to see you running in South Kildare along with Anthony Casey. Well, that's it. I was only saying that earlier before you came in. I don't know if you're watching from the start. But that's why I put my name into the hat, so to speak. Because you put out the intention. Now, we'll come back to you. God works in mysterious ways. And here you are. The Irish Channel. Sounds very apt. Sharing out this content. So, ripples, ripples, ripples. Integrity. People will attract to integrity, I believe. And yeah, there's a serious lack of it within the political or the ruling organizations. Let's say there's a lack of integrity, and I believe it's something we must. I'm not saying I'm Buddha. I'm not saying I'm, a monk. But I try my best every single day. I try my best to spread the love, to start fresh, practice gratitude, be good to my woman, be good to those I meet. Yeah, and to me, that's what it's all about. It's about trying to be a good man actively. And these videos help me, and stepping into the public arena helps me because it keeps me on my toes. I can't just sit at home and be lazy and give out about things and do nothing. And I don't want to be online all the time. But I use it. So, yeah, if you know anybody in the Kildare LEA. I think Anthony's in the Atoy one, and I'm in the Kildare one. If you know anybody there, as it says, I'm an independent option. That's it. My leaflet is very basic. If there are people, I'll be around the place over the next, probably from Friday or Monday onwards. I'll be just zooming around the place, handing out leaflets, and that's the way I'm going to do it. Maybe do a few videos on TikTok. If you know anybody in that area, let them know. If you know any groups in that area, if you're any of the Kildare groups, let them know. Dennis Delaney is there as an option for them if they want it. I believe, according to some polls, it's at 17-18% people going for independence. So I'm just an independent option. I'm not, I'm an anti-system vote. I come in and I talk about the Kalergi plan. I talk about these things and other things, and I have no problem talking about them. They're not conspiracy theories. I've got facts and information to back up the things I say. And I believe some people need to be held accountable. I believe some people need to end up in prison. I don't know if you believe that, but I do. And that's what I'm working towards, and that's the message. And I know some people out there are saying deregister, and I know some people are saying there's no point. I get all that. But what else am I going to do? Am I going to just keep making content and sitting online? I feel I need to. And I believe in the future, we're going to need new skills, new formats for skills. We're going to need Kayleys on the crossroads again. We're going to need a community garden. We're going to need community days. We're going to need culture days. And I'm willing to look and see if there's demand for that in my locality. And if you're in the Kildare area, please reach out to me, and we'll try and grow it. As I said, I just deliver the message and I put the intention out, and I feel I have to keep trying. It'll make me feel better. I believe our culture needs a bit of love, a bit of Irish pride, an end to corruption. That's my firm belief. So hopefully people attract to it, and we'll see what the future brings. But in the present, it's the best thing I can do. It's the only thing I can do. That's what I'm being told for now. Yes, authenticity and integrity is what people are craving. 100%. 100%. I don't like to see people who have been active for a long time starting to morph into suits and ties and polished stuff, and I'm not talking about the nitty-gritty stuff. And be yourself, be who you are, and we need as many individuals as possible. Obviously, again, natural leaders come in every movement, natural organizers, there's people in the background who don't want to be out there. There's people who support people but don't want to be in the shadows. They want to be able to do their job in peace, or rear their children, or whatever. But we need to find them, and we need to give them an option. I believe they're all there. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Irish people looking for an authentic movement with integrity, transparency, openness, simple message, the voice of the Irish people. Yeah, we'll see. But this battle has been going for centuries, so we're playing our part now. And in 100 years' time, just like 1916, we'll be history. And that's what I was saying about Eddie Hobbs' declaration yesterday. That declaration was made yesterday. It's like the Declaration of Independence. That had to be made. The proclamation. It had to be written. It had to be declared or proclaimed, sorry. So what Eddie Hobbs did yesterday was he created a declaration, the Killarney Declaration of Irish people who oppose the WHO and the money men and what they're doing. And people can sign it and get word behind it, but it's information. It's information. These are facts. We as a people have a choice. We either let the state guide us where they want to guide us, or we resist. Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting, folks. Very interesting. But in amongst it all, we must remember to take time for ourselves, breathe, and yeah, talking to myself as much as you. Keep going with the videos. Another Irish act. Seeing this one today, I thought that's groovy. I'll play this one. Band called Kneecap. Hang on. I think it's funky.
Magic, and if there's a better way to live, I gotta have it. Because I think all day, but when I drink, I'm okay. Gets further away every time I try grab it. Underneath all the chattering, there's heaven. Got a little peak one day, made me feel like I was 7. I know it exists, but I can't stop getting pissed. One more thing, I'll be added to the list.
Frieri til jury, tackle mig rødt, maar vi lader mig og om til ny. Vi hæsler fuck, så jeg stråler droen for så alle. For det til kor, but det you know it's my cara. I'm gonna be spending my dough tonight. Two pints at a time, strolling about like Dolomite. But home for a shake, they're deuce that you mark one push, man, narrow back, or be it while you strapping you from ugly pop. And then we both jump down and do your class handstand like a man's man can. Foxland, listen to that, I'll be Ogin and Visha, Market G-Show. I'm on the upside of the seesaw.
Underneath all the thunder and there's magic, and if there's a better way to live, I gotta have it. Because I think all day, but when I drink, I'm okay. Gets further away every time I try grab it. Underneath all the chattering, there's heaven. Got a little peak one day, made me feel like I was 7. I know it exists, but I can't stop getting pissed. One more thing, I'll be added to the list.
For ik mooi kosselijk gaak niet liggen maar net wat zo een jannetje staat waar we zien naadwa maar met je mogelijk baak in mijn ray bound turn to the back and my chat and never come along we're talking time we're going on time still so well look every that occur we're gonna every time on you shiri the young Gary Ellie a second there is shaggy that the back of a text my guy hate to hand a crown tossy a wide row a respect occurred hand a only money hand and that's the coney jack be reject last stalkies 5 fear fly so the name in them
Underneath all the thunder and there's magic, and if there's a better way to live, I gotta have it. Because I think all day, but when I drink, I'm okay. Gets further away every time I try grab it. Underneath all the chattering, there's heaven. Got a little peak one day, made me feel like I was 7. I know it exists, but I can't stop getting pissed. One more thing, I'll be added to the list.
In the affliction, kaida kligging in Arja, or Barna done. Take them sick of will and steel drum, it's John her run. But we got one chance and then it's done. So be who hands, speak your pain and receive the love. Don't let that cunts get ya. Don't surround yourself with ones that bless ya. Tog sack and tog on all not gonna sketch ya. It's great, get danging, go will and steel short, dead ya.
Underneath all the thunder and there's magic, and if there's a better way to live, I gotta have it. Because I think all day, but when I drink, I'm okay. Gets further away every time I try grab it. Underneath all the chattering, there's heaven. Got a little peak one day, made me feel like I was 7. I know it exists, but I can't stop getting pissed. One more thing, I'll be added to the list.
Funky, huh? I'd never really listened to them boys. I had seen them on RTE and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's a funky tune. I would love to see, you know, even the tricolour balaclavas. To me, that's Irishness. You know, it's a promotion of our tricolour. It's good. That's our youth being creative. Using our Gaeilge. You know. These are the little things. It's beautiful to see. I'd love to pull them away from RTE though. And yeah, I have looked into doing some live shows as well locally. Very expensive bands, and anybody who kind of is half decent is very expensive. So I can't be asking people to. I can't be paying people that money just to turn up and hoping people turn up to, see the band and break even at least. You know what I mean? Some bands are asking for like $2,500. Now I get it. 5 members. The band is their living. €500. Lots of traveling from Donegal, say, all the way down to Kildare. I get it. 500, for someone that's their life. It's a lot of dedication, practicing, writing, rehearsing, petrol, traveling, eating, performing, traveling home. There's work after the gig as well, and I'd like to pay people, but not at that rate. I just find it really expensive, especially the ones who are half decent. All have agents and all, and I get it. But if there's anybody out there who's half decent and would like to perform in Kildare, please give me a shout. I can bring you to the locality. We can get you performing in the community centre, or we can put a few flyers up and have a day in the park or something. In the Kildare area, reach out to me. That's it. I'm talking to a local lad at the moment who's a music producer, and he's going to hopefully set up my laptop soon enough with my audio interface and my microphone. And hopefully I can do a few old Irish songs and a few poems and stuff like that. That's where I'm looking to go. So I'm trying to compartmentalize my life. So I've got what I do at home, where what I want to do at home is, be as self-sufficient as possible, grow vegetables, maybe foster some young Irish children who are suffering at the moment, get to a situation where I'm doing that, helping some children. I've always wanted to be a youth worker. I always thought youth working would be great, but I haven't got the qualifications. But again, I believe it can be done in the locality. I believe town trips, you could book a coach easy and go off somewhere for the day. So if there's anybody in Kildare who feels the same as me, give me a shout. That's what the videos are for, folks. This is me reaching out. Other than that, so it's home life, politics, / social affairs / local activism / trying to create something, and music and poetry and spending time with musicians and friends. That's what I want to do. So it's a trinity, it's a triple. You've got your community work / whatever you want to call it. You've got your home life and your, we all know we should be breathing every day and stretching every day and doing the things we want to be doing and grounding ourselves and all this stuff. It's hard to implement it, really implement it. That's why I have admiration for the lifestyle of a monk. I do like women, not women. I like my woman. I like the opposite sex. And I wouldn't be a monk for that reason. But I do have a lot of admiration for the monks. Didn't just pray, they tilled the land. They brought agricultural farming to the masses. They done art. They sang, they prayed. They wrote poetry, they helped people travel the waters. Lots of knowledge and lots of tuning in to the life, the meaning of life, I suppose. Jesus, I'm waffling now. Forgive me, Jesus, for using your name in vain. So I'm playing another video. Forgive me. I'm just enjoying waffling here. As I said, I'm a chatty dude. I can't talk to my missus about this all the time. She'll do her head in. My missus told me a few years ago, Dennis, you need to go and find some good people, and then we can vote for them. The likes of my missus or brother, my mother, my sisters. People don't vote. I think there's no point. And when we need people to vote to replace the fucking sitting government, people are saying don't vote. At least fucking vote and get rid of them. Don't deregister and hope it falls. Show me the proof it's going to work. I believe, for now, the other way is activate the minds of the people. A mass movement. Look at Sinn Féin in Northern Ireland, sorry, Ulster. No vote till the 60s, 70s. In the space of a generation, full control. Through the ballot box, they're very efficient at it. I was up in Ulster at the Divis Flats a year ago when I went up to help Tony Mallon canvass the area, maybe 2 years ago, with Dara Flaherty and Dave O'Reilly and John Caulfield and Gary Blight. And I went up to help them and help Tony get his independent message out in his community. And I was in the Divis Flats and the Sinn Féin machine. It's a machine. Just sucking in the votes. And people think they're voting for Irishness. They believe they're voting for Irish nationalism. That's what they believe. That's what they've been trained to believe. And now the information is coming to light that the MI5 took over is Sinn Féin since the 70s. They rebranded Sinn Féin of the modern day as not Sinn Féin of the old day. So what we need in our lifetime is like in 1918, Sinn Féin, not today Sinn Féin, yesteryear Sinn Féin, to collaborate all the groups for the next general election. Spark a revolution across the land. Get them all out. And then, when they're all out, no outside interferences. Proclamation. Constitution. Corruption. Kiddie fiddling. Deportations. This is what we need to do as a people, I believe. I'll play another video. As I said, I'm just venting. I'm just letting it out. Where's the videos gone? Keep going with a few videos.
Jack, is this an intractable problem in effect? I mean, if the 30,000 people arrive here this year, presumably 30,000 or more will arrive next year, and beyond, and beyond, and beyond. And then if a fraction of them become entitled to residency here and more families, are we looking at the changing population of Ireland? You know, we had the Vikings, we had the Normans, and are we now going to have a whole new tranche of population?
Look, there's some strange narratives out there around replacement theories and stuff that I think everyone should be a little bit careful of. I think what, you know,
Pat Kenny, finally seeing the light. We were at Pat Kenny's house a couple of years ago as well, bringing to the doors. We were at Pat Kenny's house. Yeah, that man put an injunction order in against an old folks' home in his own locality, in a nice area, for a nice retirement area for elderly people to retire in a wealthy area. To be looked after, to be fed, to be respected, to have a nice retirement in our nation. And he appealed that on his own little, you know. And we went to his house, Joe Duffy's house as well back in the day. These all know this. This is old news, folks. We need to implement change. We need to change first ourselves. We need to be the change. Believe it. Be it. Do it. Another video. Forgive me. Comment there. There's nothing like a bit of kneecapping, huh? That's brilliant. Oh, yes, RT equals refugee tent encampment. I'm seeing through footage coming up from Dublin. I'm in a couple of groups with a few people on WhatsApp, not many. I'm in one group and I've got some like really, really patriotic, good people, raw people, working class people, seeing what they're seeing in the city. I'm not in the city at the moment. I'm out of the city. I was walking through the city a few years ago and I could feel my chi being affected already by seeing my people around me in doorways. I've been up and down and I see it, and it's very saddening. But I don't know where I was going with that. Might have to go back into the questions or the topics. Yeah, refugee. I'm seeing the tents around Dublin, and I'm seeing it, and I'm saying to me, missus, imagine living there, like along the canal. And the chances are 83% of them are coming through from England, from Belfast, and some of them have 27 previous identities. Some of them have done nasty things. Some of them will do nasty things, and they're outside your front door. So this is where it's going to go. I believe it's going to be a flashpoint at some stage, which is going to get awful nasty, because we know that dodgy people carry dodgy things with them. They don't mess around. As I was talking about earlier, there is no integrity in it. And no, it's a different culture. You know, it's a different culture. Their culture has already been kind of Americanized. It's a bit more violent and a bit more, you know, gangster rapper kind of vibe. And, you know, guns are not unusual, and gangs are not unusual, and hidings are not unusual, and rapes are not that unusual anymore. And it is unfortunately going to become more common. And I'm here, I suppose, to help my people stop it when enough of us decide that we want it to stop. And we must do it soon. I'm playing a couple of videos because I have to keep going, folks.
Take that down. Don't be putting them up here. Fucking cheeky. Who's that? Who's that? The cheeky coming around here. Every pole. We're going to be pulling them down. You're wasting our money putting them up, yeah? I'll be putting them up on poles around here. Yeah? Who is it? Fine Gael? Oh, Jesus, it's Fine Gael. Which one is our Fine Gael, huh? How do you feel on mass migration and open borders? What's your policies? What's your stances on it? Huh?
There's not answer the man.
No? You're coming around here hanging up posters looking for votes, which is not answer the question. What's your stance on mass migration and open borders in Ireland? Oh, Jesus, we're going down to the same bleeding fight. It's funny enough we live in here as well, isn't it? Fine Gael, huh? Fine Gael. You're gone now, you still know that. Corruption is gone. It's over. How's it feel working for a load of sellouts? Selling the country out? Huh?
How does it feel?
Come on now. You're Irish, man. How does it feel? Selling the old country out, huh? Tell Fine Gael that it's over, yeah? June 7th, yous are gone.
For your information, when my leaflets are going out, I'll be hand delivering them with the little personal touch. When my few posters that I can get are going up, it will be me putting them up. And I do understand that some of my people think that me going out into the public domain to raise awareness of what I'm talking about is going into that system. But I'm totally telling you, I'll be speaking this way when I get the chance to speak. But yeah, there'll be nobody putting up mine. Well, there might be. I don't know if anybody offers. They might. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'll be going out, spreading out them leaflets myself, and doing my posters myself, just trying to get this message out to the people and to find out and give people an option, an independent option. As I said, I think there is 5 seats in Kildare. I think there's 12 people in the hat, and I think 3 of them are independent. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that I would be the independent option, this is hand on heart because I'm not connected with anybody locally. I was hoping that it was the only independent, so then the option will be there for people. But there's actually 3, but that's good as well. So vote 1, 2, 3. Vote independent. If you are going to vote, just vote for the people you want. If it's number 1, if you want to vote for one man or woman in your local town or village, just vote for the man or woman. We need a political revolution. We need a voting revolution. So if you don't believe it's the way, help it anyway. You can do your thing, and when the time comes for you for help, if we can prove along the way, certain things can work. But I believe 1919 Declaration of Independence, Proclamation ratified as superior law, 1937 Constitution, onwards and upwards from that point onwards. I don't need to discuss deregistering or anything like that just yet, but I respect your opinion. So if you're going to vote, vote for the man or woman that you want to vote and leave it at that. Or if you're an independent kind of man or woman and there's 3 independents, like in my electoral area, vote for your favourite independent, whoever that may be. Vote for your second favourite independent, whoever that may be. And vote for your third independent. Don't vote for any of the other parties. Sinn Féin, Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Soc Dems, Labour. This is how you can do your thing. If you don't want to give 3 independents your vote because you don't know the other 2 and you only know 1, give the 1 to the man or woman you know. If that makes you feel good. Don't be putting in the 2s and the 3s and the 4s and the 5s and the 6s and the 7s and the 8s because they all transfer across. So give your number 1. That's it. If that makes you feel better. I believe 1 man, 1 vote, or 1 woman, 1 vote. That's what I believe in the new regime, in the new Irish Republic, in the newly reinforced sovereign democratic nation of Ireland. 1 man, 1 woman, 1 vote. You go into the voting booth and you pick 1 man, 1 woman. End of. Simple. The best of the best. No transfers, no nothing. Don't need to even go 1, 2, 3. In the future. But for now, we are where we are. So this is my message to you. If you think it's a waste of time message, that's okay. That's okay. I wish you well. You leave me be. Support me maybe. I don't mean support me with money. I mean just support. Just say, there's Dennis. I think he's doing his very best. I'm going to support him. Or I'm going to leave him be. It's not for me. But maybe we'll meet down the road. Who knows? Who knows? It's great to see all the new people getting into the scene though. Gives hope. Because imagine they weren't there, all them people. It was just more of the same. So you have got a choice if you want it. As I said to you, proclamation, Bunracht, natural law. The Creator created you. It's all there. It's all been done before. We are not reinventing the wheel. We don't need to. Our ancestors have been here before. They've been through this. They left us the tools. We just need to use them. Yeah, I'll keep going with the videos.
Davi banwa sol shal dalulam Stachayshisuas dim shefarir yer Dagaus lastuas tis nabal timuara Ach dag shion meos koirtel Awain shikon se fuyar shen temple Da bhain siríis down im ábhar hain. Ach inis táim tain lag, scan fáile leis a gom. Is beg mo winter e go im I wish I had you in Carrickfergus, ní fadon áit sin go balir chun. Sailing over the deep blue ocean, in yeg mogras as yeg eloem. But the seas are deep, love, and I can't swim over, and neither have I wings to fly. I wish I met with a handy boatman who would ferry over my love and I. Tan fuach de tacht is tan tasig tregint, ach an tart ni feder liom e dochli. Ta bwel a lawr y rom o hawing o fewer, snifai shereg Liom go feile vihil. I am seldom drunk, though I am never sober. A handsome rover from town to town. But now I am dead, and my days are over. Come, Molly, story now lay me down.
Yeah, fuck that out. That's no, keep that for the dog. The chicken. Feed me now. Yeah.
You are never gonna get your hands up. You are
No.
never gonna fucking man. You wouldn't know what to do. You are fucking traitor. Don't let me in any of the actions.
You're not welcome here, mate.
Yes, I'm welcome.
You're not welcome
Yes,
here.
I'm welcome here.
I don't have to number all of them for my vote to be valid. If I choose one single number on it, because there's only one person I want to vote for, just put a 1 there, and that's it. So it's very simple. If you don't want somebody to be elected, leave that box there blank.
Well, don't forget about controlled opposition. Agents of various interests, saboteurs, LARPer, crisis actors. Try and make people aware of how to spot them and how to react so they don't get their way. You will have to experience this for yourself. I was only saying this earlier. You may have an opinion of somebody from an online persona and think that man or woman is a certain way. When you spend time with that man or woman, over time, the persona breaks and you get glimpses. But you need to do that yourself. I cannot be going around saying who I think is this and that. I need to focus on what I'm doing. And encourage other people to focus on what they're doing. Because if we can do that, they all become insignificant. I've had my journey. I've seen those who haven't attracted at certain points and those who had at certain points and those who cut ties at certain points. My message has always been about this. Maybe my message isn't good for political parties, you know what I mean? That's probably fair enough. But yeah, I'm on the journey. I'm making it up. I am not here to judge. Thou shalt not judge. I try and be godly as much as I can. And it's about me and my direct source. People need to find their own ways. And I can help if they want it. And I'm always here to help. Reality has me based in my locality most of the time. So I've decided to offer myself. And so either that or sit and watch as it all goes by and all goes under. Or try. So yeah. It's all very interesting. I don't know what to say. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. It's really wrong. But if you're going to make a statement or you're going to say something, you must have proof to back it up, or else you're just a shit storer or you're a bad entity. Yeah, it is what it is. You must, if you're going to say something and put someone down, you must have your facts, have your proof, have your reasons, and do it. Me, I like to leave doors open. I don't want to be your friend. I just want to live in peace. I just would like to build a movement of people that feel the same way. I don't need to be your friend. I don't need to know all your ins and outs. Once you're good and once you're pure, and once you're real, and once you're opposed to state, and then once it's about empowering the people of the nation, and empowering the nation, and each individual of the nation, without gaining financially from them, you're good with me.
This message out to Janice Boylan on our comments on the Facebook today, because I ran the Sinn Féin out of Hardy Street Flats. Janice, I just want to say, I've been involved. I'm born and reared in Hardy Street Flats. I'm born here. I'm 58 years of age. My father before me, and I'm involved in the flats the last 25 years with the Dublin City Council. Marion Ford and Brendan Kenny and Joe Farrell. And let me tell you, Sinn Féin has nothing and done nothing in these flats in the last 15 to 20 years. Nothing. Only come around and ask for votes. We, the people of Hardy Street, 210 residents that got behind me 24 years ago when there was no playground, there was no community centre, there was no creche and everything else. The only person that got behind us all the years was a man called Councillor Christy Burke, who was born and reared in Hardy Street in Block 4. So Janice, don't come on here and come into these flats and think you're this and that and the other. You're not. No disrespect to the Palestinians fighting the war against the Israelis. It's like us doing it against the Brits in the 80s. And what I said today, Bobby Sands would turn in his grave, and so would Michael Collins, the man that made the independence for Ireland. Because let me tell you, your old thing about Sinn Féin was, we'll never take the Queen's shilling. Well, let me tell every Sinn Féin councillor out there, you have took the Queen's shilling in the last 15 to 20 years. You're on a pension now. You're getting paid on two sides of the border. That's not the way the real Sinn Féin used to be. The real men and the real women. So don't come on here. What we do in Hardy Street is volunteer. We don't get paid for it. We know we live here. And we have to live where we are. And what we have today is not through you or any TDs. It's through the Dublin City Council, Marion Foran, Brendan Kenny and Joe Farrell. They're just letting you know that I'm not a great speaker, so that's what I'm going to say to you. You have done absolutely nothing for Hardy Street, only Councillor Christy Burke.
I seen that man speaking the day the young girl, the young children, and the teachers, let's not forget, not just one young child. One angelic 5-year-old, wasn't it? He was speaking, that man, shouting down at the police, shouting down at Sinn Féin and RTA from his vehicle, you know, the mobility scooters. Fair play, I thought, man. Fair play. It's great to hear real people talking. Real. It's salt of the earth when it comes from men like that. And you should listen. I played a clip last week of another elder speaking. It's very powerful when the older generation speak and raise their voice, because they've been through a lot. People who were born in the 60s and 70s have been through a lot. I was born in 79, so I got into Ballymun when I was created or birthed. And, you know, I had the luxuries of hot water and toilets and food and underground heating in the old towers, Thomas Clark Tower. So when these people speak, they've been through rougher times than we have. You know, the tenement buildings weren't so long ago. Before I leave, that's me for the night. I'll check the comments once more. Gonna go off now and put something on to eat. So I enjoyed that. I'll be back next Wednesday. I did see something about James Conway having a nationalist gathering in his field in Sligo in June. I would have liked to go to that, but I just cannot afford it at the moment. Trying to get a little something that's roadworthy on the road, so that's the priority at the moment. It's mad when you watch them videos of lads going around in big cars and counting wads of money and, you know, putting people in danger and obviously fucking schemers. And then you have the likes of myself struggling to keep a little motor on the road, putting himself forward as a former HSE employee into his local community, and people who are aware of all the failings of the system will say, just deregister, Dennis. It's a mad situation. It's a mad situation. But anyway, I'll be based in Kildare. If you're in Kildare, vote for Dennis Delaney. Other than that, I would really like to create a People's Assembly and maybe have some community days, family-friendly days, do something for the old folks, bring a bit of entertainment to the town, create a bit of a people's community network. So that's where I'm at. If you feel you would like to do something like that in Kildare, give me a shout. That's it, folks. Much love to each and every one of you, wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in. If it's live, if it's after the fact, if I know you, I don't know you. You're here for a reason tonight. I'm here for a reason tonight. And that's it in this big universe of stuff and information. My love to you. Long live the Irish Republic. I'll check the comments and then we'll finish up with the national anthem. I would encourage you to listen to it if you can, if you're at home. Close your eyes. Use a bit of mindfulness. Turn the volume up. Close your eyes. Have 3 minutes to yourself, remembering those gone before you, remembering your grandchildren, remember who's coming after you, and remembering that you're here now and you have a decision and you have the power over you. You are the sovereign of yourself. So you are the king of your own kingdom. So I would encourage you to take control, be the best Irish man or woman you can be, because your nation needs you. To our friends, our foreign friends, our allies, thank you for your support. We love your nation. We cherish your children. Please respect us as we fight against a corrupt World Economic Forum, illegal government, and try to protect ours. We must do better. Please support us. Céad Míle Fáilte if you are here lawfully and legally. 3 comments. I'll sign them, I'll read them, and I'll go. Some of them have to be controlled opposition and containment without naming any one entity. Discuss how and why they operate and for who. Hopefully then they won't be led by fakes. Well, what people do is they come into your arena, they come into your space. They're very keen to be in your space. Sorry, I'll put the screen down so I can concentrate. They're very keen to be in your space, to understand who you are, what your ideas are. They'll come and they'll magnet towards you. They'll be around you a lot. They'll try and come into your space and they'll try and gain information. Always keep your stuff. Compartmentalize your stuff. When you're going to political movements or political meetings or current affair meetings, keep it about that. You know, don't go into personal stuff. Don't go into... People are soaking information up. There's devious people there. Without naming any one entity, there are a few who will come, and I'm very wise to people who... I know when people are being disingenuous. I'm tuned in. I follow my gut. I'm very selective about who I trust. I don't want to be your best mate because I'm talking to you. I just want to talk to you. I just want to respect you. Say hello, say goodbye. End of. Any more than that, you will know. The likes of Al there, I'd ring Al and have a conversation. We'd meet. I'd go up to Al's. We'd meet and go to gatherings. You know, Al's a friend. I can trust. So it's not natural for people, you know, in this social media age. Even my dad says that, and he's 78. He said, Dennis, you count your friends on one hand. You know, real. And he's right, I believe. You have to have a special soul connection with people. You'll feel it. And some people are disingenuous and people wear masks. People claim to be all, you know, feng shui, and you meet them. And some people are out to make money. Some people don't like to talk live. That's always a big thing. If people don't like to talk live and people like to be scripted, that's a big thing for me. And there should be no script. Any question's a good question. Once it's respectful and put in a respectful way. Like a debate. People have lost the ability to have conversation. I find amongst the online activists or community, what I found is there's a lot of trauma and lots of anger and lots of the inability to debate or to socially interact. People have lost, maybe myself included, that's why I do these lives, to keep talking publicly as a neutral, as a kind of a man processing everything and trying not to be, you know, adamant in my views that I'm right about everything when I can't possibly be right about everything. So someone who preaches that they're right about everything, you need to be careful of that. That's the Messiah complex. There are lots of them. Cult leaders, there's lots of them. People looking to sell stuff, there's lots of them. Anybody who's looking to do anything other than help people, their people. Then there's people that will. I seen an example last week of a chap I know, and he knows, and other people know who he is, but I just let people expose themselves and look at. I'm not in control of you. You can do what you can do. But this, in particular, man, we won't give any names, but he's probably watching this. He is messaging other people that I know things about me which are very, very bad things to say and untrue. And he's going into other groups and he's doing that. So I've been texted messages by another chap I know who said, "Is this you?" And I say, "No, it's not me, but I know who it is." But he's saying things and doing things. It's very devious. So yeah, I would say to you, speak to people face to face. If people can't sit in a room for an hour and have a conversation about a specific thing, that's a bit disturbing. Yeah. You need to be around people. You need to pay attention to people. You need to observe and not always react. Sleep on it. You know, think, process. If I did this or said this or reacted that way, would it be good? Would it be useful? And if you try and come from a place of love, I suppose. This is the battle, folks. This is the battle. This is where I don't want to be in the online world, because there's a lot of darkness in there and there's a lot of underhandness. And lots of paranoid people who don't really leave their house or leave their devices thinking they have all the answers and chastising anybody who has a different opinion. I ask you the question. Is your opinion that the system must fall? Yes or no? Is it your opinion that the state is criminal and corrupt? Yes or no? Do you think the people should stop the system and impose the will of the people? Yes, that's where I'm at. It's simple. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. I've been gone a couple of hours now. Good night and God bless to you, Al. Good night and thank you, Siobhan. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I helped. I'll see you down the road. I'll be back next Wednesday. Much love to you. Have a peaceful evening. Enjoy this last song. Listen. Remember. Be here now. And then good night and God bless you. Do it now. Do it. Close your eyes for 3 minutes. Remembering those gone before us. Long live the Irish Republic. Ihawa, Macarja.